and the people just, erect a system of hypocrisy amongst themselves. They go eat themselves up, and that is what is wrong with the black people. We have been made hypocrites by the system already, and we are not ready to look into ourselves and tell ourselves the truth, because of some people actually get gains, financial gains, political gains, physical gains, or ego gains from being hypocrites. So you can see. So the same king, the same palace that issued the statement, sending its condolences to Baba Mohbad and saying, "Oh, we hope that let me even see if I can get that news," because the king they said, "We hope that the palace can the police can expedite the investigation so that the person in question, that's Mohbad who passed, can get justice." So this is the news here. That on the 14th of September 2023, Elegushi disowns Sam Larry. The Elegushi family, royal family of the Ikate Elegushi Kingdom, Lagos State, has dissociated itself from socialite Samson Balogun aka Sam Larry. The royal family, in a statement released on Thursday, September 14th, 2023, disowned the show promoter. It clarified that Sam Larry only comes to pay homage to the king and seek royal blessings just like every other member of the public. The royal family, while extending condolences, to the family of late Nigerian singer Oladimeji Aloba aka Mohbad, called for a thorough investigation into the death of the 27-year-old. The statement read inter alia, Samson Balogun aka Sam Larry is not a member of the royal family and does not work for the royal family or the king in any capacity. Like other celebrities, politicians, religious and community leaders, he visits the palace to pay homage to the king and seek royal blessings just like every other members of the public. While expressing our condolences to the families and friends of late Ililulu Aloba, known as Mohbad, we would like to add our voices to the calls for a thorough investigation into the circumstances surrounding the death to unravel any foul play. I repeat, while expressing our condolences to the family and friends of late Ililulu Aloba aka Mohbad, we would like to add our voices to the calls for a thorough investigation into the circumstances surrounding his death to unravel any foul play. That is what the king said in his statement. I will say it for the last time. While expressing our condolences to the family and friends of late Ililulu Aloba, known as Mohbad, we would like to add our voices to the calls for a thorough investigation into the circumstances surrounding his death to unravel any foul play. So we can see that the same palace and the same king who is talking about this is still the same person going around hounding the hosts that are trying to canvass for funds for the man to fight for justice. Is still the same king that is making statements, whose minions and friends are making statements to support Wunmi and to derail the investigation that is going on and to canvass support against Baba Mohbad. So we can see that there is hypocrisy clearly in this case. So that's not a king. That's not a king. That's a coward. Because if you are a king, you will come out to say what you did to the public. You will make yourself available for investigation. If you're a king, you will let people to know if you are involved in it or not. Because as a king, you are expected to display integrity, honor, nobility, respect, and dignity. As a king, you are expected to display commitment, courage, transparency, honesty. You have to be able to accountability. You have experience. You have to be able to own up to what you did. The kings in Yoruba, the Yoruba kings of the past, this is what they do. That's why they are great. Because if they do something wrong, they own up to it in public, and they make themselves available for sentence. They make themselves available for judgment. If they are to go into exile, they go into exile. If they are to be beheaded, they are beheaded. If they are to be banished, they get banished. If they are to be dethroned, they get dethroned. If they are to be overthrown, they get overthrown. If they are to be banished to the next city or the next town, they are banished. If they are to relinquish the crown from their lineage, they relinquish the crown from their lineage. But they retain their honor. Some of them even go to the state of committing suicide so that they don't face the shame of exposure. They don't face the shame of disgrace. Yes, that's what kings do. It's not just something. It's not a ceremonial place where you just go and sit down and sit like a peacock and show your splendor and your magnanimity and your bigness on the throne. No, as a king, certain values are expected of you, and you should be able to face these things with the courage of a king, and not like a coward, hounding people around and trying to pull them down, trying to bring them down, and trying to use power to fight against justice that people are fighting for. So that is what we're talking about here. So these are not kings. These kings are cowards. They have no understanding or idea on the divine rights that is entrusted in their hands. They don't understand it, so they mess with the law. They abuse the power. And when it's time for them to face the music, they chicken out like children. Cowardice. Cowardice to try to evade justice. Kings make themselves available for beheadings. That's what a king is. The greater the king, the more accountability the king is. Many kings in the past have done a lot of things. They've made mistakes, but they've owned up to their mistakes. And in public, and they face the music. Either you're going to be beheaded, you get beheaded. Either you're going to be banished, you get banished. Either you're going to attract public disgrace, you collect it and you leave the throne for the next person to get in. But these days we have a lot of them: tattoo-bearing king, weed-smoking king, pedophilia king, cocaine-sniffing king, who have absolutely no iota of respect for themselves or integrity for the throne. And that is why society suffers, because they don't speak for the people. They are in cahoots with the oppressors. They are in cahoots with the elites. They junket with them. They have absolutely no sensitivity to the pains and the ills of the people. They join the oppressor class to oppress the people. Yes, without recourse to the pains of the people. If you go to England, sometimes there was a time in England, in the history of England, in which the British people themselves, the people, the British themselves, they protested against the Queen. She made a policy, and they protested against it, and they threw eggs on her palace. She did not arrest anybody for throwing the eggs. What she did was, they called their lawmakers and they changed the law, or maybe they did it as if they changed the law. At least people should be okay. They listened to their people, and because what these things do not know is that as long as you keep your people in a position of dissatisfaction, another foreign power will come and use them against you and keep you out the throne, and they use them and they sit on that throne and then oppress your people the more. That is how the Fulanis were able to gain control over the Hausas. The Hausas had legit grievances against their rulers. They had real grievances, they had real complaints, but the Hausa kings were not taking it serious. They call them the Askia kings. That's the original Hausa kings that came from the Middle East. Pure Hausa blood. That was the kings that were ruling the Hausa state in those times. Great Askia powers. But because they got so power drunk, and they are Muslims, they got so power drunk and they began to ignore the wishes, the aspirations of their own people. And then one Danfodio came with his hordes from Guinea and from the Gulf of from some parts in Mauritania. He came with some marauding vagabond Fulanis, and they began to proselyte this, version of, Islam, jihadist Islam, as a solution to the grievances of the Hausa people. And the Hausa people, bought into it, because anyway, their kings are not doing anything for them anyway. So they promised them that they're going to give them a better world and a better system than these corrupt kings. What do you expect them to do? So they supported the Fulanis, and they joined the jihadi army, and they themselves began to fight against their own kings. They beheaded their own kings by themselves. The Hausas beheaded their own kings by themselves. And what happened? When they were able to destroy their own kings by themselves, then the Fulanis began to turn the tide against the Hausa people and began to rule them. And they began to do those things that their kings were doing in a much more worse and brutal fashion. They were selling them out, selling their women out, and doing all forms of, savageries on their own women. And even turning the entire Hausa people to serfs, SERF. Servants working in the field, sleeping under mush, under, shambles and ghettos. That is what happens when you refuse to listen to your people. You feel you are there. A foreign power will come and use them against you. That's what has always been happening, even in all revolutions in the world. In Russian Revolution, a foreign power came, used the Russian people. They killed the Tsar Nicholas of Russia. They used the people against you because you are not smart enough to understand that your people is your protection. Your people is the shield that is over you. Your people is the umbrella on your head. Your people is the cloak on your back. You have to listen to them. The same thing happened in France. French Revolution, they beheaded the king. Why? Because some people from foreign power came and influenced the people. They used the grievances of the people against their government, against the kings. And the kings, what happened? The kings get beheaded. The same thing in American Revolution. In every revolution, all the kings get destroyed. It happened in Germany, it happened in Turkey, it happened in Russia. That's it. Because the kings think that they are there forever. It's not possible. Your people, listen to them. Listen to their grievances. That's why the British monarchy is still alive till now, because they are smart enough to give their people what they want, or at least make it seem as though they are doing something for their people, so that people are not doing anything against them. But we have a class of king in Yoruba land. Some of them, not all of them, who are abusing power, and hence there are people who are not speaking against them. There are people who are collaborating with foreign powers, foreign religion, foreign principalities, foreign ethnic group against their own kings, because their kings are not in the position that they are expected to be. They're not ruling their people, they're not conversing for their people, they're not concerned with their people. They are abusing the power like they have it. They are using it against their own people, whereas kings use power against foreign powers that's coming to get their people, but they're using this power against their own people. So there is a lack of wisdom on the part of that Elegushi king if he does not really know what he's doing. And that's what is happening right now. If you are a king or a leader, you have to understand that as long as you have the power with you, you must listen to the people and get the people quiet and at peace. Give them what they want. It's a contract, it's a deal. I give you what I want, what you want. You give me what I want in terms of loyalty and respect and support. It works hand in hand. You don't take it and get away with it. It's impossible, because a foreign power will come and use these things against you. They will use the people's grievances and they will usurp your system, and then they behead you, and then they rule over your people and put them in the worst circumstance. Black people have always been having this point for a very long time. I don't know why we have not changed, especially black leaders. Let me stop here. Maybe some people are sorry to say.
In him, things like that. Then there was a guy that interviewed. Was it really? I think it was. Let me call it an interviewed her, and initially she denied not to have had any contact with Baba after the death of Mohbad. But when the guy reminded her of, there is this audio that is going viral and something, she said, yeah. Oh, it's true. I called Baba. I was in my feelings. So I now, paused at that point and was like, in my feelings. What is she trying to say? Was she trying to say, okay, I was in the mood to talk to him, or I was, in the mood to express myself, something like that. And I was now wondering then, if your feelings to your so-called father-in-law is this violent and aggressive, what would be her feelings? And if this is a typical nature of what her feelings look like, let's now bring that kind of feelings into what Spendon said at the inquest, that they fought for 2 hours in the car. If this is a nature of temperament, so you can see how fierce that fight would have been with Mohbad in the car. And remember, Spending also said she dropped this boy, Liam, on the seat in the car. So she doesn't care what happens to that boy at that time while she was fighting. And this is a boy who was just 5 months old then. So not minding what will happen to that boy. Then Spending picked the boy, carried the child. And also, could it be that, at some point, she wouldn't mind opening the door even while the car was moving to push the guy out? Because I'm trying to imagine this kind of feelings. Because Spending said he kept on pressing the lock. He kept on pressing so that no door will open at that point in time. So you left the child. Oh, what if Spending was not in that car? I'm just imagining it. What would, she was not concerned about the baby. Now, and this same fight extended until they got to the house. Let's now assume that in a car, the space there is not, you don't have too much space in a car to fight. And you now got home and the fight continued. Where you have enough space, you can pick up anything, to either protect yourself or to fight or to harm. Now, if you look at this fierceness, if it is transferred to the home situation, of course, anything can happen. Now, if it was Prime Boy that had inflicted any injury on Mohbad, then I don't think she would, at the point where she said, when they got to one Orchid Junction, she wanted to step out of the car. Definitely, a good wife will not do that. I'm trying to let us see that Prime Boy has, to some extent, been vindicated. Because Prime Boy, according to the police report, we said they bled profusely. Then, as a wife, your mind will, okay, even if you're not going to the hospital, let's say, okay, you decided to take him to the house, but you would not at a point on the way to that house where you know that you will not ever make any suggestion that you want to get down at Orchid Junction to go to a hotel. So there was nothing serious at
God bless you.
And also, when you got home, the second day, according to Prime Boy, he said he sent a message to CY that he wanted to come and pick his bag. If it was Prime Boy that wounded Mohbad to the extent that he was almost dying in the house, you wouldn't have said, don't come now. You will say, come and see. You won't even say, come and see. You will say, come. Knowing fully well that you could have just called the police to arrest him at that point. And let them know that this is the kind of person. Because you know you want to catch him or you want to arrest him. But you say, don't come now. That means it has nothing to do with Prime Boy. Àbí tẹ́nì kan bá ṣe ọmọ mi léṣe tó wá lóhùn tó fẹ́ wá kì í máa ní kó wá ní torí mo fẹ́ mu mi kì í ní kó má wà. So
èèyàn tó bá tiẹ̀ ṣèyàn léṣe òní sọ fún mi tiẹ̀ fẹ́ wá báyẹn.
Ẹ ṣe.
Ìpìlẹ̀ bútì ló ṣe.
So you would have said, come and see what you have caused, or come and help me, or your friend is bleeding profusely from the fight you had last night, to come and take him to the hospital. What it is, now, I also heard her say she has evidences of all the wounds Prime Boy has been inflicting on her husband. If somebody has been wounding you under the disguise of where you are my friend, for that long. This guy is violent, he can wound you, he can harm you. And why is it that? And why is it that CY is the one keeping the evidence? Ṣé gbogbo ibi tí Prime Boy àti Mohbad lọ́jọ́ ń lọ ní débi tó mọ̀ bí tó ti ń dàpà sí lára? Ẹ jọ̀ọ́, kó wá fi evidence hàn wá, because she loves keeping and carrying evidence. But the evidence that will favor her husband, she said we shouldn't talk about it. Ìyẹn wà bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn torí mo ní jọ́tà tí mò ń kọ gbogbo ọ̀rọ̀ mi sí ni ẹ má bínú, so mo máa ń sọ̀rọ̀ pé anytime I have the opportunity.
Yes, ma. Abo mi ẹ sọ̀rọ̀ ló mọ̀.
Now, another thing tí mo tún fẹ́ kẹ́ to call your attention at, when Mama, according to Mama Mohbad, because Mama mo point on based on what wọ́n sọ ni.
Okay.
According to Mama Mohbad, she said she called and CY wá dá wọn lóhùn pé ọmọ yín sùn kankan. Ó tún wá béèrè lọ́wọ́. Ó tún wá béèrè lọ́wọ́ màmá. Ó ní màmá ṣé ẹ̀gbọ́n kankan ni? Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ sà. Ẹ̀yin àgbàlagbà tẹ́ wà lórí platform, sorry. Definitely there was something, because if I'm at peace in my house, I will not say màmá ṣé ẹ̀gbọ́n kankan. Àbí ṣe irú èsì wo nìyẹn? As a Yoruba person, mi ò kò sí problem nínú ilé mi. Ilé tá kì í jà, ilé tá kì í sọ̀rọ̀ òdì síra wa. Ìyá ọkọ wa pè mí àbí ìyá ìyàwó. Màmá sọ pé màmá ṣe gbọ́n kankan ni. Kò possible náà. Èdè yẹn ò lè jáde lẹ́nu yan.
Ṣé gbọ́n kankan ni?
Ṣé gbọ́n kankan ni? So, could it be that she wanted to know ẹ jẹ́ ká kọ́kọ́ wò bẹ́ẹ̀ o pé as at that day or at that time tí kinní yẹn ṣẹlẹ̀ bóyá ó fẹ́ mọ̀ bóyá nìkan ti jí ọ̀rọ̀ sọ fún màmá yẹn.
Yes.
So it could be that at that particular time tí màmá yẹn pé nǹkan kan ti ṣẹlẹ̀ nínú ilé yìí.
Yes.
Or ó fẹ́ mọ̀ bóyá wọ́n ti sáré hint màmá pé màmá àwọn ọmọ yín máa ń jà láti alẹ́ àná náà ti ń jà o inú mọ́tò wọn jà títí tán fi délé o. Maybe she wanted to know pé ṣé màmá ti gbọ́ àti kò tí ì gbọ́. Ìyẹn dúró bẹ́ẹ̀ náà. So Sherry gbogbo kiri, I agree with one of the speakers that said Sherry bí ogun yìí ṣe wà yìí. If people say I'm not, I'm just fighting for justice, I don't support anybody. I believe you can be in the middle. I don't believe it. That is my own personal opinion. The only thing is that you can't be in the middle because you have two camps now. We have two camps. There is no third party. Ọ̀rọ̀ yìí dàbí APC àti PDP ni. Táwọn méjèèjì wọn wá mú manifesto wọn. If you vote for me, I will do light, I will do electricity. Ìkejì wá sọ pé if you vote for me o, ìyà ni mo máa fi jẹ yín o, kíní kan ni mo máa ṣe fún yín. Ẹ wá sọ pé ṣé kí n ṣe nǹkan tí wọ́n sọ la máa fi judge pé according to what these people say, èmi rò pé party yìí ló ní interest ọmọ èèyàn lọ́kàn. And you follow that party.
How do you stand for
yes. So Tabawa wo, okay, we have two camps. We have Baba Mohbad camp.
Yes.
Which is, I will just narrate few things and then we will now say, okay, which of this camp is fighting for justice? My teacher Solati Berenice Baba Mohbad is for justice. Let us just say we have two camps. We have Baba Mohbad and we have the other camp because there are a whole lot of people in this other camp.
Yes.
Now, Baba Mohbad is saying, this is what I saw. This is the narration I have. And I admit the fact that I did. In fact, it's not even admitting anything. He just needed to provide that explanation at that point. Kì í ṣe pé ó wù wọ́n láti lọ sin ọmọ wọn. So to me, there was a reason why he had to do that. And he has explained to the world. And since then, he has said, but I want justice for my son. Egbono, which human being in his or her own right senses ni ò ní béèrè pé kí ló ṣe ọmọ mi gan tí wọ́n bá nà lásán láti school pé ó délé lásán parent rí àpá lára pé wọ́n nà ọmọ ó lè lọ jó school yẹn mọ́lẹ̀. Because a máa pè ṣẹ́yìn lè bá mi bí now eléyìí ó ṣe pé ó ti kọjá nínà ó ti kọjá àpá téèyàn ti lè treat tó máa heal. This is a situation of no going back, no reverse. We can't bring back the life. We can't bring it back. Ó dẹ̀ ṣàlàyé everything now. This other camp are saying they are fighting justice, but they have not been able to give us any tangible explanation. They have not been able to. This is the camp that said, I am fighting for justice, but our evidence, we are not going to release it. And this is the camp that always have, a narration to pin only Baba Mohbad. Sherry, tó bá jẹ́ pé God forbid èèyàn gbọ́dọ̀ sọ̀rọ̀ òdì sóko. Assuming pé at the point tí Mohbad tí ẹ̀mí fẹ́ bọ́ lára ẹ̀ ṣàǹpẹ́ oríṣiríṣi nǹkan ló lè ṣẹlẹ̀ ẹlòmíì lè yàgbẹ́ ẹlòmíì lè ṣe irú nǹkan ákùkù kan sọ pé bàbá gan ló jẹ́ kó yàgbẹ́. I'm just using that as an example because everything tó ṣe ọmọ yẹn sìn bàbá náà ni. Bí Mohbad ò bá rìn dáadáa wọ́n ní bàbá ló kan lẹ́sẹ̀ kékeré. Bí kò bá sọ̀rọ̀ dáadáa wọ́n ní bàbá ló lọ láhán. Bí ò bá ríran dáadáa wọ́n ní bàbá ló bu nǹkan sí lójú. Bàbá yìí náà ni. Ìyẹn ti ẹ̀ dá. It shows that Baba is a very responsible father. Sherry, gbogbo nǹkan tí wọ́n sọ yìí, it shows that that man is responsible. Kò sí bó ṣe sọ tí wọ́n fún. They can't change my thoughts about that man. Kò tí sí ẹni tó fẹ́ convince me otherwise. Tọkùnrin bá ṣe dáadáa, ẹ jẹ́ ká sọ pé ó ṣe dáadáa. Nobody is perfect, but now ẹ ṣe tẹ́ bá mi gbé picture yẹn wá. Bàbá yẹn tí wọ́n sọ wípé everything tí bàbá ẹ sọ pé bàbá tún lọ ra pósí it is not done ibi tẹ́ tó ti shoot ara yín lẹ́sẹ̀ nìyẹn ṣé ebi ló ń pa ni ebi ò pa bàbá o ó lè má ní àjẹṣẹ́kù sínú báǹkì ọ̀bọ̀ ibi ò pa because there are 2 or 3 instances that have proven that bàbá yìí kò ní ojú kòkòrò owó. The first instance was when Mohbad did a freestyle something online or something tí wọ́n rí bí 300,000 of course 300,000 kì í ṣọmọdé owó o nígbà yẹn even nísìnyí gan kì í ṣọmọdé owó tí ọmọ kan kó 300,000 wálé kì í ṣọmọdé owó ó ṣe kò ṣe ara kankan. Bàbá yóò ti torí pé bí ń pa òun kó já owó gbà kó má sí ìtì ọmọ yẹn dáhùn kó béèrè pé ọmọ mi ń bolo ti rí owó. Ó fẹ́ lọ ọmọ yẹn lọ fún pé ń bolo ti rówó sẹ́ because ó ń wò pé àbọ̀mọ̀ ìtì ń rìnrìn kùnrin àbọ̀mọ̀ ìfẹ́ yàyàkóyà ọmọ ìmá máa borúkọ mi jẹ́. It is not the issue of money, it is the issue of integrity.
Integrity.
Kì í ṣe pé bí ò pa bàbá yẹn. Kì í ṣe pé tó bá gbowó ni wọn ò ní ṣe kọ̀kọ́tọ̀ àbí wọn ò ní ṣe ẹran màálù nínú ilé yẹn lọ́jọ́ yẹn. But integrity ni kọ́mọ ìmá kó má di ọ̀la kó má pariwo lẹ́nu ọ̀nà ilé ẹ̀ pé ọ̀rẹ́ bàbá ọmọ olè tó jí wa lówó lélẹ̀. Bàbá yẹn insist pé ń bolo ti rú. Mohbad cleared this. Ó sọ fún bàbá ẹjọ́ bàbá mélòó bàbá oníjẹkújẹ mi ló pọ̀ ntà kò tẹ̀ fẹ́ mọ bọ́mọ ẹ̀ ṣe rìn. Àtòrí gbogbo wa ń sìn akàn wẹ̀ torí kò lówó iṣẹ́ ọ̀tọ̀ lówó ọ̀tọ̀ lókun ọ̀tọ̀ ní integrity ọ̀tọ̀ ni pé ọlọ́run èèyàn wà níbì kan mo ń rìn ní déédé. Wọ́n tún sọ fún ó tún sọ wípé òkè ọmọ mi ó dà bẹ́ẹ̀ ìyọnu owó ìwà jẹ́ ká lọ fi dúpẹ́ sọ́dọ̀ ọlọ́run ká fi ọ̀rọ̀ wa ká fi kọ́ ọlọ́run lọ́rùn. Tó bá jẹ́ pé 100,000 náà ra keyboard the music ṣé ẹ mọ̀ pé tí bàbá lè decide pé ẹ jẹ́ ká fi stọ́ọ̀kì oúnjẹ sínú ilé.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni
oúnjẹ yẹn máa tán.
Ànímọ́mì gẹ́gẹ́ bí tó ṣe sọ pé bàbá yẹn ó wà nílé ọtí ó mu ọtí lọ́jọ́ tó mú ẹ kú. Ṣé tí bàbá yẹn tó bá yẹ pọ́ lọ́tí ni 100,000 tó lọ fi ra keyboard yẹn àbílò.
Ilé ọlọ́tí ló máa ṣe lọ. So bàbá yìí wá sọ wípé kò sọ wípé kó ra oúnjẹ sílé because kò sí bó ṣe ra oúnjẹ sílé oúnjẹ máa tán lọ́jọ́ kan. Ó ní kó lọ fi yí ọlọ́run lọ́rùn pé ọlọ́run ògo ọmọ yìí jẹ́ kó la àgbáyé jà.
Kò pẹ́ lọ sáyìn ẹ̀.
Kò pẹ́ lọ sáyìn ẹ̀. Kò pẹ́ lọ sáyìn ẹ̀. So bàbá yìí náà ló jẹ́ pé tí ìsíwáyà àti Mohbad bá jà nínú ilé bàbá yìí náà máa ń pè ó wọn kò tí sẹ́nibọ̀dì tó jáde tó sọ wípé ìyá Mohbad ó ever wá la ìjà rí. But at least àdúrà sọ fún wa pé toxic relationship ló wà láàrin ìsíwáyà àti Mohbad ó dẹ̀ sọ pé bàbá ló máa wá ń parí ìjà. Ṣé bàbá tí ò bá nífẹ̀ẹ́ ọmọ ẹ̀ ṣó máa ráyè gbogbo ràkàtì àyìn ṣá? Á dà sí wọn lára pé ẹ̀yin lẹ́rí bí tẹ́tí hẹ́ra yẹn má pa mí ṣèbó ti àtìsù ti débi tó yẹ kó dé fìmílẹ̀ jẹ́ kí n tán ọmọ mi tó kù. Bàbá yìí náà ló máa di ṣòkòtò mú tó máa sáré pé jẹ́ kí n lọ bá wọn yanjú ẹ̀ ó ti wá di bàbá àrànù tẹ́ ń fọwọ́ yí lára ní ẹ̀sìn. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ bàbá ọkọ mélòó ló ráyè gbogbo yẹn ẹ jọ̀ọ́ we need to be sincere. Bàbá ọkọ mélòó tí ì ṣe jà ẹ̀kan ṣoṣo tí ì ṣe just one time fight o ìjà lemọ́lemọ́. Ẹ wá sọ bàbá yẹn di kò mọ̀ ṣe ní ìsìn. Ìyẹn dúró bẹ́ẹ̀. Ẹ má bínú ẹjọ́ ẹ má bínú ẹ má kọ sí mi lẹ́nu.
Ẹ má bínú sá ẹ má bínú sá.
Ẹ má ṣe gbàgbé nǹkan tí mo fẹ́ sọ. So now ibì kan ṣì wà tí mo fẹ́ kí wọ́n clarify nínú ọ̀rọ̀ tí Darosha sọ because according to Darosha he said that ní àárọ̀ ọjọ́ tí wọ́n fẹ́ lọ sin ìkú yẹn pé he wasn't there when they brought the coffin he didn't know who placed the body inside the coffin gbogbo yẹn àwáwí ni. He now said all the family members saw the body in the coffin that morning and nobody complained. Ó yẹ kó
nobody complained.
Ó yẹ kó là á pé bàbá ò sí bẹ́ẹ̀. But the only thing he said was pé ìyá Mohbad ò sí bẹ́ẹ̀. Of course according to culture òbí méjèèjì kò gbọdọ̀ sí bẹ́ẹ̀. Àtẹ̀bá rántí bàbá ti lọ síwájú ó ti kúrò ní gbogbo bẹ̀yẹn ó ti lọ prepare ibi tí wọ́n fẹ́ díìgì ní so bàbá kò lè sí níbi tí wọ́n ń gbé òkú sínú coffin it is not possible.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni bàbá yẹn gan ni pé òun fojú wókù yẹn mọ́.
Kò lè rí kí lọ́jọ́ fẹ́ máa gbẹjọ́ ni. kò lè rí náà kí ló fẹ́ fi ṣe now so bàbá because àwọn other camp yẹn sọ wípé bàbá wà ń bẹ̀ ó rí ọmọ yẹn kán kò complain nǹkan tí wọ́n ń sọ nìyẹn wọ́n dẹ̀ máa ń sọ náà ni pé bàbá wà ń bẹ̀ o bàbá tó ń pariwo pé òun lọ́ọ̀fù ọmọ òun pé ṣèbí inú ìta gbangba ni wọ́n jẹ́ kí òkú yẹn sùn sí bàbá ò ṣe gbé òkú yẹn wọnú ilé tiẹ̀ ó dẹ̀ sọ
pé bàbá ń bọ̀ láti bí apá lọ.
no yẹn kọ́ ṣèbí bíbí bọ̀ láti bí apá lọ ètò ọ̀sẹ̀ kọ́ wọ́n tó délé wọn nìyẹn eléyìí ni pé lẹ́yìn tí wọ́n ti try àti gbókù lọ sí mọ́ṣúárì àti police station tí wọ́n gbá yẹn ṣe mọ̀ pé bàbá fi òkú lẹ̀ pẹ̀lú dàróṣà ni tó ní kó sí kó fà.
bàbá fẹsẹ̀ rìn padà lọ sí.
tí bàbá fẹsẹ̀ rìn ṣé wọn gbọ́ pọ́n ní bàbá yẹn fẹsẹ̀ rìn lọ sílé ó fi òkú lẹ̀ fún àwọn dàróṣà ń kó pé kán mọ̀ bọ́ ṣe máa ṣe ọ̀dà tí ń so àwọn ń lọ lé o àwọn ń lọ wábi tó fẹ́ sin sí ni àwọn ní bàbá gbé òkú síta bàbá ò lè gbé wọlé because I've heard them say that. Now, if it was Baba, tó bá jẹ́ pé Baba ló pa ọmọ, kí ni ìyá Mohbad sọ? Ṣebí ìyá Mohbad ní first interview tó máa kọ́kọ́ jáde. Ó ní ẹ bá mi wá náírà o, ẹ bá mi wá náírà. Kí ló tí ó ṣe ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí pariwo bàbá láti ìgbà yẹn? Ṣé náírà ti change sí bàbá ni? Then, kí ló dé tó ṣe jẹ́ pé nígbà tí wọ́n béèrè lọ́wọ́ àdúrà ní inquest? Pé who do you suspect killed your brother? Kí làdúrà sọ? Ó ní it is a prime boy. He didn't say it is baba now. Torí ó yẹ ká lọ ẹ jẹ́ ká mú àwọn interview yẹn léra ká máa wo bí kinní yẹn ṣe ń change bí ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn ṣe ń change. Tọ́wọ́ tí gbogbo ẹ̀ 1 point sọ́dọ̀ bàbá ní ìsìn. He said it is a prime boy. Wọ́n ní why do you think it is prime boy? Only because CY told me. Àdúrà yìí ló wà nínú ilé pẹ̀lú CY àti Mohbad àwọn mẹ́tẹ̀ẹ̀ta ló wà ní upstairs ní last moment Mohbad tó wá ń jáde tó ń sọ wípé CY told me ó wá jọ bí ọmọ kindergarten tí wọ́n fi ọ̀rọ̀ sí lẹ́nu láti sọ because you were in that upstairs according to sending CY Mohbad and you were upstairs CY àti Mohbad ọjọ́ wà nínú yàrá ni tí wọ́n jọ ń jà and you as Àdúrà you were with the phone of Mohbad. You were with his phone. Ó wá lọ sí yàrá, ó ló fẹ́ lọ fún ẹ̀gbọ́n ẹ̀ ní. Ó dàsà. Ṣé èèyàn gbọ́dọ̀ ní anything respect ni? Tó bá jẹ́ pé mo wà nínú yàrá mo fẹ́ tí kọ́ pé ìyàwó ẹ̀gbọ́n mi àbí ẹ̀gbọ́n mi fẹ́ ṣe ìjà yìí ti ń jà jù. Ṣé mi ní jálẹ̀kùn wọlé pé kí ló ń ṣe yẹn? Ẹ ṣáà má pẹ̀ ẹ̀gbọ́n mi fún mi ni. Ó kọ́ mi pẹ̀lú respect ń gbà yẹn o.
Àbí ìgbà gbogbo máa lọ dáhùn.
Wàá ṣá protect ẹ̀gbọ́n ẹ pé ẹ̀gbọ́n mi ìjà yìí pọ̀ jù náà àbí kò sọ pé ìyàwó ìmáàmà pẹ̀gbọ́n mi fún mi kí ló dé lé tó tó yìí you couldn't raise any uproar and at that point you didn't even call your daddy that you used to call. Ìwọ náà ló sọ pé lọ fún wọn ní phone how can you go and give somebody a phone in the room and wọn ṣílẹ̀kùn fún ẹ débi tó ti má tiẹ̀ wò pé peace ló wà kì í ṣe pọ́n ìjà wọn ṣe mọ̀ pé àwọn ìjà kan wà kò serious but ó wá sọ wípé wọ́n rọra ṣí ilẹ̀kùn yẹn tí ẹnìkan náwó ó gba fóònù lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ ọ́ ní ṣọmọ ẹni tó gba fóònù olóhùn mẹ́ni tó gba fóònù lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ ṣé ọpọlọ ilé ìpè ṣá so your interest was that orí wọn pé wọ́n jà òun fóònù lọ o kàn sílẹ̀kùn o kàn drop fóònù dẹ̀ tún kúrò bẹ́ẹ̀ ó tiẹ̀ wulẹ̀ tún dúró pé jẹ́ kí n tún gbọ́ bóyá ariwo tún máa ṣẹ́yọ àbí kò tiẹ̀ fi style pé bọ̀dá mi ṣe wà ókè tó bá tiẹ̀ já àti ta yàrá ló ti máa sọ pé bọ̀dá mi ṣe wà ókè ọpọlọ ẹ gbogbo ọpọlọ burúkú tó ń lò ní ìsìn tó fẹ́ yí gbogbo ẹ̀ lórí bàbá ọpọlọ tó ń lò ní ìsìn tó lọ denounce àbí disown bàbá ó fi ọpọlọ yẹn rò láti save ẹ̀gbọ́n ẹ̀. Bọ̀dá mi ẹ̀ jáde wá mo fẹ́ sáré sọ nǹkan fún yín o wàá tiẹ̀ fi tan bọ̀dá ẹ̀ jáde kúrò nínú ìjà tí wọ́n ń jà yẹn o ò rí kankan ṣe. Nísìn bàbá yìí sẹ́ni bàbá yìí nígbà tí bàbá ń sọ̀rọ̀ ó ní tọ́wọ́n bá lọ ṣe carpentry work tọ́wọ́n bá lọ ṣe gbá tọ́wọ́n bá lọ ṣàwọ́ ó kúkú sọ fún wa it is glaring pé àdúrà gan wúlò fún bàbá yìí láti rẹ̀ torí bàbá ò ever mention ẹ̀ nínú ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀ pé àdúrà náà máa ń tẹ̀lé wa o ó máa ń bá wa mú ìṣó dání o táwa bá ti gun òkè o àdúrà ló ń fún wa ní ìṣó láti ìsàlẹ̀ kò sọ débẹ̀.
Omi àkọ́dún tutù ìwọ̀bọ̀ bá yẹn ó ní pé àdúrà tó ti fẹ́ lọ kan ilé àdúrà máa sá kúrò rẹ̀.
Ó máa sá lọ ní.
Wọ́n lọ jó oúnjẹ bàbá.
tó bá wúlò sẹ́ bàbá ti sọ pé èmi àtọwọn Mohbad tí Mohbad bá kiri kóló àdúrà máa kiri àpò.
Aguresi is there and lawyers and a few other people, but it's only Baba that could talk and stand for himself. But these other people, they are just like, you know, gangs, raving out everything, and Baba alone cannot do all these things. So I will still say
gang up against us. We even know.
You said?
We don't even know whether our lawyer is gang up against us.
Nobody there, God bless you. Nobody knows. You see, we can't trust anybody.
Because according to what I'm hearing, even most of these moves right now that is so important, it is some people, okay, who are coming to help our lawyer. I mean, not our lawyer that is making all this move that is interesting. Some people who are volunteered, who are also lawyer, who don't want to expose themselves. They are the one that is initiating of this process. Our lawyers, they always cannot hands off, but just there. That man is in a hostage. I will not believe that man want to trap Baba Mohbad.
See, exactly. God bless you. That is just the point that I'm trying to make now. That he's just like a lone wolf, just only him, you know, against everybody. So what they are trying to do now is to put all the narration, the narrative, everything they've been saying since the inception of this case to bring it back on him. And you know what? They want everybody, because from day one, that is the way it has been. They want everybody to go against Baba Mohbad, so that whatever they say, people will just rope him. He's a bad man. This one, that one. So they were trying as much as, because he is the only one asking question.
You see, that's as a sound lawyer. If I am there, I'm making it be better. Watch your mouth. Otherwise, we are taking this case for defamation against my client, against you.
God bless you.
I'm telling you, you put them on the spot.
God bless you. God bless you, Papa Rihanna. Exactly.
People come out, they sort Baba do. Even yesterday, they were
exactly.
My sister, Baba. Just watch the way
God bless you.
There is no amount of swear that they don't give to Baba. Alright? This our lawyer, they will not do nothing, no. But there was one woman they call Crunchy Queen. She's for just from Mohbad, and she said some things about Odumosu. Can you believe that Odumosu petitioned this woman? Our lawyer.
Are you serious?
Yes, now petition to Crunchy Queen. For defamation of his own character. That the Crunchy Queen was defaming him or Odumosu Taiwan. That Crunchy Queen must apologize in many platforms, including my own platform. And the woman came here to apologize to the man and did so many things like that. Before the man did not continue to court. The man wanted to take the case to court. Just imagine.
Oh,
yes.
Maybe that was what, because I was live yesterday and she was saying the same thing on my live, apologizing as well. Oh, yes. Wala deal.
Our lawyer.
Wala deal. The same lawyer fighting for justice for Mohbad.
Yes, against enemy. Go back to local. Why do you ask me? Agboro. The man will hear the word we never hear for in life.
I can hear you.
He will hear what we never hear for in life. She been a chronic in this.
Paparano, you know, I find it strange that throughout Corona inquest, Adura was there, Wunmi was there. The Baba lawyer could not ask them who about Mohbad. Baba lawyer could not interrogate anybody from that house to say who about Mohbad.
I'm telling you, everything look like a
Corona inquest.
I'm telling you, they are trying to hide all those information.
Everything.
I could not ask that important question. And you say you cross-examined them while they were speaking. So what were you cross-examining?
I'm going to read the statement of Adura for you. Maybe when I come back to the screen. All of them, and now you will see the kind of questions that they were asked. I say, me who is here, take me to go and cross-examine Wunmi or any of them. And you know by everybody. I go ask a question, you say, one man can they go confess. Nobody is nonsense where they go underground. They are learning from our pattern home. Whatever we are doing, we are getting exposed. People don't know nothing. And what pains me is that I want to tell law school, any profession. Our people are well learned. And tell us if you occupy everything handle kissing, emotion back is we know what we are doing. Okay? We are trying to be the voice of the case, to represent the case outside there, to put the truth outside there, and to strategize at the same time on things that are necessary. All the things will be saying, I'm a so the Makube and the lawyer will not use any of it. I'm for good 8 months to go underground, can you achieve underground? Even this petition against embalming, against the Russia. I want to àwọn ẹlòmíì ló initiate process yẹn. Ṣé I understand? What happened was that, make I tell you something. What happened was that, because Baba is so tied to Dumosun, okay, Dumosun won't let Baba alone, they don't want the man to go. Alright? So now, and the Baba Mohbad trusts them. So, and he's having trust issue with other lawyers. So these other lawyers that came to help, they now volunteer that, okay, we will not put our name there, that we are the one who filed it. We will write everything, we will send it to them, and compel them to go that route. So you get. So that is why Elomi lo se ọbẹ̀ yẹn. Ó wá fi fast vibe, you understand Yorùbá?
Yeah, mo ń gbọ́.
Elomi lo se ọbẹ̀ yẹn. Ó wá fi wọ́n sí di ọbẹ̀ náà. Wọ́n wá mọ bọ́ ṣe máa tọ́. So understand? But ẹni tó sọ ọbẹ̀ yẹn, sábà ní pé kẹ́ni yẹn lọ represent. Wọ́n ní gbà. Wahab Shittu now is new. Wahab Shittu is new on the case. Àwọn tó file yẹn náà ló yẹ kó máa continue case yẹn. But àwọn yẹn wọ́n fẹ́ wá. Because some of us underground, I want to my case again, you see another signature again, another team, another group. So we're killing your own back case again. I want you
exactly
one constitution say, okay, what now? Whether or not Gulesi went to the police station yesterday, what is bad if you come and report everything that happened there? Any case is underground, a keep here underground. But now I want justice for us to hear ordinary. I want justice wanting 1,000 views, 2,000 views. Update.
For how long are we going to
anything for this update? And we are seeing the Baba
exactly.
Baba should have a PA. Baba have an account there. If you come and gift the lion, see Baba is no account here. I'm gonna gift account here. Could have gone hold on to mama get no account Baba. I was substantiated enough. We need that baby.
Yes.
Baba has the biggest account out of all of us. Check how many followers Papa you have. How many followers any of these TikTokers have. Baba has the biggest followers. All of us follow him. We have said this over and over. Let one PA, okay? Baba only need lawyers himself, okay? And one personal assistant as a celebrity that will help him monitor his social media. It's very simple. And the update will be coming from the lawyers. Whatever they tell the person, but because the lawyers know what information is good for the public, they will not tell you everything. They will say, okay, this is the briefing, this and this and this. I mean, no, if I'm a lawyer, for sure, I will not come and tell you my secret. I will just brief you. Okay, so far we have done this. So far this and this is what happened. Simple. And that one, you will brief the public. It's not a bad thing. Okay, but when we don't have information, we are not briefed. Then everybody has to go to anti-justice. And when they go to anti-justice platform, those ones will manipulate information. For example, imagine somebody want to tell what happened in the station. They say, can you guys believe that Baba was so drunk? Was so drunk. But what, you don't have an option because you're there for update. They will pause and humiliate the man, humiliate him, do whatever, then continue with the update. You don't have a choice, you will just listen. You will just listen. But if you tell your own people to give update, keep it underground, man expose here, they are using everything we are doing against us. I don't know what you are building. We are taking this case like one kind of a big, like, I want to treat case like you want to I want to need experience, both lawyers. No, need experience, I swear. Man, Papayano.
See, Papayano, you are guessing. See, Papayano, you said it all. We'll be complaining all this why against all this underground. We didn't ask you to come and give us all the full details of everything that happened. But there is a way your PR will just brief. Okay, at the station yesterday, this and this and this and this is what happened. But we are keeping our foot on the ground. This and this and this. You will just give the people confidence. You will tell them something they want to listen to. Not people will be, going everywhere. Kilo shele gongolano. They won't be able to hear anything until, like rightfully said,
one of the
information coming from those people.
One of the worst thing, okay, that is ever happened to this case is them using TikTokers to give update. They let every TikToker operate their platform as a blogger, and be fully responsible. You know what I mean? I don't need any update. I'm handling my show. And Bookie is also doing the same thing. Handling our show. I'm fully responsible. I will manage whatever I'm doing here. They will never arrest me and I will be crying legal team. She won't buy legal team to the Papayano. No, now, what I contribute to legal team is to get lawyers to help us from Mubad. It's not, I must not go and find trouble and come and say everybody. Good evening, good afternoon, wherever you may be watching from. Yes, so at the police station yesterday, this is what happened. Okay, so when we were at the police station yesterday, this and that happened. Baba said this, that said that, and that said that, and that. So far, that's the information we have. Thank you so much, guys. Until we see again later. Bye. Simple, very easy.
Exactly.
And a platform like that,
Exactly. Everybody will be wrong with the same narrative. Straightforward. Everybody, every TikToker, everybody.
Imagine I want to access information. I want to see Bookie Jesse. I'm a show it here. I'm a share it mix up. Man, I will be forced. I want to come back and when me Bookie Jesse. When you have everything, I'll go boom on no. I'll go. Can you write Bookie no one here? I want to take a pastor. No, I don't mean. No, while I'm fracas, one people nonsense here. Give us the straight information. Okay? So now, one man take PG serious. If you can buy straightforward, you can want to could mix up and any other thing. Okay? But no matter how I shout, I don't have no ideas, but one was so stubborn. Not to the best for you, and you want to say, or you kill a machine, and you want to contest on you. So there is breakthrough. But it's a fact, it's a breakthrough. Tẹ́bá lọ bá TikTok ní sìn tó bá arrest TikTok ẹ̀ta ló máa sanwó public tó máa dáwó fún àmì. But as in let everybody be helping in their own space. Okay, and let them manage themselves, let them understand the consequences of whatever they are saying and doing. Baba will run waking up with anybody. Timba no land me, Timba no anybody, Tomba move on my own. Let that be made clear. Baba won't just for Mohbad, but the man did not send anybody to go and cause anybody on behalf of just for Mohbad. That is your own self, your own responsibility. Platforms, but they are not helping. There are a lot of things they would have asked this man that when they come to our means, they will answer all of those questions. You understand what I mean? But they are, for example, the certificate. They don't know nothing about it. The police station. Some will tell you Oneru police station. Some will tell you one police station like that. They are not certain about whatever they are doing. They seems not interested. They seems like they just want to guide us. They want to be, if we are shouting, they want to be among us. Whatever dance, whatever drum we are playing, they will dance along. If we overcry for something, then they will want to go there. Why should it be like that? I expect them close to Baba and in their circle to bring more to the public. But we have to craft more. Most of the time, we do most of the crafting by going to watch videos, by going to look for what Baba have said 4, 5, 6 months ago. When they are here, they can easily confirm that information, bring it tomorrow, next tomorrow, and have it resolved. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
So many questions unanswered. It is when you are in the mood in debate, you begin to find out that there are things that you want to touch upon. Again, you need evidence. And Baba have all of these informations. But how do you get it from him? Any person cannot just be calling Baba.
Imagine that class.
Should be able to have access to not just anybody. This one call, that one call. And those ones who are there, they should be able to feed back to those who will need all of those information. But they will tell you everything is underground. I don't know how. Imagine Gurexin went with Baba in the last police hearing. One of their guy, King White, and it's like Mama Sita and other uncle, went with Wunmi, with Darosha and Adora, Mama Mohbad, to the same police station. Then when they both left, the other side, they came live immediately and did all the briefing, talk about everything. But our own side, they remain underground, silent, quiet. What is this?
Yeah. You say again.
We have to go and get the information elsewhere and begin to doubt whether it's correct or it's not correct.
Yeah.
And when our people will tell them, yeah, guys, we need somebody who will be there to give the necessary information to the public. That's what keeps this case going. But they will say, underground, as if they are winning one trophy on the ground. Since 7 months, underground. I don't know what you guys are achieving underground.
I think you're right, because
I had to fault one petition that they said was written to the corona. Okay, but they say Wahab Shitu wrote a petition. Book just read it. Okay, and the implications are, I don't know. Okay, he wrote a request to have everybody in that house to come and speak in the corona. And he made mention in that place section 16 instead of section 32. 32. You see? So for me, if there's a typographic error, it should be redressed. It should be addressed. I mean, this is an important request. The court will not be helping you. The judge will not be helping you to make your case.
Yes, you're right.
It's not his job exactly. It is what you bring before the court that the court will look into. And especially a case like this that the corona is already showing not having so much interest. And you are writing things that are not so straightforward and you're expecting to understand. I mean, in fact, he will just nod his head. And maybe in the day of corona, after wasting your time, and then we're now correcting the public there. That the bottle, I mean, did you check it wherever what you sent? And embarrassing the
You see, for me, I like where this argument is going now. If anybody really wants to talk about this case, you must have technical knowledge. You should have done your homework, because you have people now that are giving more technicalities to their argument. Let me just give this example, whether we like it or not. When those three ladies or two, I don't know, when one dropped, were first talking, they were talking based on, I think, this is how it should be. When our class came up, he has listened to me very well. He has done his homework. He came up and argued based on facts available. So he was able to talk to a direction. You understand what I mean? Now, if anybody wants to go to argue with these people, maybe find yourself in a platform and they join and if you don't have thorough understanding or an analytic mind of things you do properly, so that you yourself will be able to explain it and ask some critical questions, they will floor you because they are doing their homework. Why on our part, it is more of Oshebai,
on the ground, everything on the ground. Information is never available.
So how do you engage?
And when we don't stand very well, you begin to think that nobody, this person is not good, that person is good.
Thank you. And you begin to even yourself, you'll be doubting yourself if you actually understand this matter. Because people will give you facts that you don't know. And you begin to do you turn it to A. We don't have to shout. At the end of the day, you will argue with information and you will be able to ask them questions. Like the last question I asked them, they didn't answer it. They ran away from it. It shows that it's a question mark. If tomorrow I engage them again, they might have done their homework and come with a better answer. Because their narration no follow. How can someone take someone to police station? You now call someone and say the person said they should release. Let's see where you know see. Now the person bring the person to police station and say he should release. So if they have such narration, you puncture it. They know you don't have to argue. Leave it like that. So for us, the more we engage, the more we dissect, the more we look at this thing, the more we understand ourselves. And the more we begin to ask the right question and probe it better. No need to shout. Ask them 2 questions. If they don't answer, you go say, arrest my case. It shows you've showed them you are not able to answer. I like the way it's going that, okay, bring your best foot forward. But let's argue this thing out. Let's argue it out. This is the word. This is this. If you say Baba did this, what are you people doing? Why haven't you charged him on it? Why haven't you challenged him? Many people are contesting what Baba had said since now. Why didn't they contest it over 7 months ago? Why is it now that he invoked Section 16 of Corona law that you are now talking?
And 48.
That is when you are now talking. If you actually know that thing, you should have used it against him. You have not. So
I know they are trying to make people like you. Both committed a crime. Let us not talk about it. Let it go.
You understand? So at the end of the day, you know a crime was committed. You want to carry your case.
There's so much of this mindset that if they will go to jail, Baba too must go.
You understand? If you open my yansh, I must come and open your yansh too. So it's like...
I want it to be like that. Let it go like that. I mean, we want just from Mubad, not Baba. Just from Mubad.
Baba already said that even if it's me, lock me up. He said it.
Baba have said, police do your job. Let police do their job.
Aristocrat.
Yeah.
Did you listen when he said that it was the pastor who was trying to anoint Mubad that broke his neck? How possible is that?
He said Mama something was saying his Baba was there. Like I said, it is still someone saying it. Were this thing reported in the document given to the police?